Alright, I'd like to show you a couple of slightly unusual uses for video in Unity. The first is that this fireworks video that we created and is playing on our TV screen over there could also be used as a animated material for any kind of mesh, any kind of model. So for example, if I grab this mesh from the Unity Asset Store. It's just like a crystal, decidedly not a rectangle or a cube. But if I throw our video material that was made after the render texture was created on it, we should be able to hit play and see fireworks playing across this crystalline shape. So that's a pretty cool effect. Definitely has kind of an abstract, distorted look about it, and a cool way to get movement into the surfaces of your objects. Obviously, you couldn't have lots and lots and lots of objects, each with their own video running. It would be really hard on on your computer or headset, as the case may be, wherever you're delivering to. But that's an idea. The other thing that is cool is you can use 360 video, like virtual reality video, in Unity. So there's two ways I can think of to do it. They both start just like using any video. We're gonna right click in the hierarchy and make a video player. So I'm gonna name this one Portal Video Player, and it's going to play this video, the Portals video. So I drag it into the video clip section. I do want it to play on awake. I also think I want it to loop, and in this case everything else is set up for me. So now I'm going to right click in my video folder in my assets window, and then I will create a render texture, and I'll call this Portal Render Texture. So for every video you have going, you're going to have one of these and one of these, so it's good to keep up with the naming. On the render texture, we need to make the size the resolution of the video. So in this case, 4096 by 2048. And as you can see, a fairly large high-res video would be somewhat taxing on our computer. So just be aware of that. We wouldn't be able to have lots and lots of this going on. Finally, for this one, I'm going to put in a 3D object sphere, and I'll reset its transform. I'm going to raise it up in the air a little bit, and just for fun, I'm going to stick this cube under it so that when it falls, it kind of bounces off something. Finally, I will drag. So speaking of falling, I'm going to add a rigid body to this. You obviously would not have to do this. This part's just for fun to show that this object can roll while it's playing video. But so the way we get the video to play on this is we take the Portal's render texture and drag it to our sphere. Finally, we're going to go back to the Portal video player and drag the Portal render texture to the target texture box here. So now that's hooking up. This thing's going to play the video, kind of broadcast it here to this render texture. This render texture is hooked up to the material that's inside this folder that got created when I dragged the texture onto this sphere. And now when we hit play, the sphere should fall, hit the cube, roll away, all while playing a video. Yeah. Excellent. So just like in the fireworks tutorial, this this video sort of takes the lighting conditions of the world we're in, and you can see it kind of has like a reflection and stuff like that. That's because this material is right now set on standard shader. So you could change things like, you know, its metallicness and its smoothness, and make it, you know, like it has a material quality to it. If you don't want that, if you just want it to look like a video, then you change the shader from standard to unlit texture. And so now it is not subject to the lighting conditions of the scene. Okay, finally, you can make a 360 video play as your skybox. So I'll do that with yet another video. So we're gonna make the video player, name it for the final video. We will right click and create a render texture, name it after this video. Same thing as before, we give it the proper size, and then we go back into the video and hook up both the target texture and the video clip. Loop it if we want it to. I'm going to mute this one because it has a soundtrack, but I don't want to hear it. And now, if we want this to be a skybox, there's one extra step. So I like making these materials just by dragging the video's render texture that we made onto an object. You know, the sphere is really convenient, for example. You can make a from scratch material to do this too, but it's sort of easy when Unity does it for you just by dragging it to an object. So that'll be our temporary placeholder. And then we'll go in materials and you'll find this material that got made. And the key to making it a skybox is we have to change its shader again. So it's not going to be unlit this time, it's going to be a skybox material, and then we want panoramic. And the final thing that we need to do here is go back into video and drag this render texture, not the one in materials, but just the one that we made, into the spherical, into the picture here. So once that's set, now this material is a skybox material. So how you set a skybox is you go to Window, Rendering, Lighting, and then go under the Environment tab, and we're going to drag this skybox into the default skybox, the skybox material box rather. And now when we hit play, we should see, in this case, an abstract 360 video that is playing as our skybox all around us. And incidentally, if you were trying to use Unity to build like a 360 video playing app or something like that, you could do this to play the video as the skybox, and just get rid of all this world building cube stuff that we're standing on.